Gambling therapy is known as a process addiction, and in order to see if you are a gambler or not, we look at certain areas of assessment. For example, somebody who gambles, it's a form of entertainment. They may do it with their friends. They always know that they're only going to bet, say, £10. Even if they win 50, they will not go back and try and win more money. They will take the 50. Very importantly, they will see it as luck. They won't have thought that they could do something like influence the outcome because it's random. They treat it purely as entertainment. Now, with the problem gambler, what happens is the problem gambler has got an impulse control disorder, and how they see gambling is in many different ways. They think that they have a set of skills. So, for example, something like roulette, they may think it's been on black 5 times, so the 6th time it's bound to be on red. With a slot machine, for example, they have superstitions. They may think it's a hot machine, a cold machine. They may bring granny's jumper with them. They may wear their favorite football shirt, and they think this is going to influence. They think also that perhaps if they're playing maybe 21 or something, that eventually their luck is going to change. They've been at the table for 2 hours and they're due a win at this stage. The problem gambler will not have any control over how much they're going to spend. Even if they plan, let's take a modest figure of £20. Whether they lose that £20 or win on the £20, they are going to gamble more. They chase their losses. They also do not see gambling as gambling. They see it as an investment. So whether they have stolen the money, whether they have earned the money, whether they have borrowed the money, they actually see their gambling as an investment, and they are going to recoup on that investment. So when the gambling has become a real problem, it may be that the husband or the wife or whoever the relative is or the friend, they've actually had no idea what's going on, because unlike chemicals or alcohol, it becomes very evident that somebody has been using. Whereas with the gambler, they may see some signs of depression, they may see some signs of euphoria, but there's nothing to point to it. However, the receptors in the brain when somebody is gambling is actually very similar to what one gets from a cocaine high. And with the problem gambler, their work is going to suffer, arguments are going to start within the family, they're going to be chasing what they owe. Even if they have a win, that's not actually what I suppose excites them in a sense. It's the whole thing of whether I'm going to actually win or not, so it's not the money, it's actually the thrill of the chase in a sense. Families in general don't always see it as an addiction. They see it as somebody who is weak-willed, somebody who has lost their way in a sense, somebody who seems to be out of control, but they don't generally know that one can get help. They think they just need to stop it. And the family at that stage can, perhaps unknowingly, they will enable the gambler by paying off their debts, which does not help the gambler at all. The gambler will promise not to do it again, and inevitably, once they have the wherewithal or the funds, they're back to their game of choice. It's also very important for a gambler when they come into treatment that they do something along the lines of a financial inventory. They need to go right back to how much they've gambled, if they've stolen, where they got the money from, what they won, what they lost, what are the debts. It would be very unusual for a gambler to come into treatment with no debts. There needs to be a payment plan put in place that is not the family repaying the debts. They need to face up to it and become honest about their addiction.